supermarket. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know
I
about
don't
Kirkham. No, see, I'm talking about Morrison's Blackpool. You're talking Morrison's Kirkham.
Yeah. So actually, I had today. You talking about a big piece of steak is like complete opposite of my diet at the moment. We're on like basically vegetarian food at the moment.
I should qualify that. I'm not eating meat every. I am vegetarian through the week, almost in like 5 days a week.
Right. Well, we're doing a lot of that at the moment just to find a few meat-free recipes to enjoy. So I've been making a lot of curries. But today, bit pushed for time after work before the show, we had spicy bean burgers from Morrison's. Really good.
You know, I
good.
I love a bean burger.
Yeah.
And about 6 of them at your wedding.
Yeah, you didn't know they were bean burgers until
I know.
Chopped away through
Since then, I've invested and bought in. I've got bean. I might even have a few in the freezer now if you're hungry. I like a bean burger. I really, really do. Okay, NRL Rookie this week, Mark.
Big week.
There's been a massive cull of players. Some we agree with and some we don't. Thursday night's episode saw Caro and David Angelic cut.
Called it.
You did, didn't you? I feel sorry for Caro. David Angelic not so much. I thought he was
ready to go.
Just not fit enough, really. But Caro, I think, is one of these guys that would benefit. It's a shame that he hasn't had coaching earlier and been in the system because he seemed to run the ball really well.
5 tries he scored in the game.
Exactly. It's a bit harsh, wasn't it?
Building up to this cut.
Yeah.
He scored 5 tries, and then he was binned because he wasn't great in the challenges. Now, that was the challenge where they had to pull themselves up in New Zealand up the
rope,
up the zip wire, which I think a few of them did give up on. Once one had given up, a few of them, and Caro was one of them that just didn't have the mental fortitude to pull himself up. But when you put him on a pitch, his mental state was completely different, and with more coaching, he would have. There's a chance for that lad.
Yeah, that's it.
But I think now he might just. Well, we might end up at like Newcastle or Workington or Whitehaven, I suppose.
Well, you never know. Yeah, they're like a pap one, don't they? And it was interesting to see a bit of gamesmanship coming in this week because Elias Power was he won the challenge, so he was team captain, and he took Luke Frigio out of the bottom 3 and replaced him with Matty Johnston, didn't he? Now, Johnson avoided the cut, and it was Caro and Angelic that went home.
Yeah,
that's sort of the gamesmanship side of things.
Yeah, but Freddie was fucking gagging to get rid of Luke, though, weren't he?
Yeah.
Couldn't wait to chop him and decided to invent a whole new cut just to get rid of him. I don't know why I hated him so much.
No, I don't know what the problem with him was.
I certainly got the feeling that Mark Geyer likes him more than Freddie did and Larry did.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. I thought he showed good promise in the bits that we saw of him. He was third in that challenge, weren't he? So the first time he'd really performed in a challenge, and that's when he gets cut.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like there's a scattergun approach a little bit from Freddie in the way he gets rid of people.
Yeah, I think if you don't want to Freddie, I feel like if you don't want to Freddie's guys, then there's a big target on your back.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily quite as neutral as you would hope, but
do you think?
Makes for an entertaining show.
I mean, that Men of League game, they absolutely. I mean, Dennis Moran even managed to keep hold of the ball.
Heath Strange was playing. I was made up. Fitzgibbon as well. He's still a fucking funny-looking fucker, isn't
he? Yeah, I didn't know that Dennis Moran hadn't just collapsed into something. do you know? There's some players who've played for your club who. I don't mean to sound like an horrible, nasty bastard.
Right.
But you don't really want much good for because of how bad he was on the field.
Yeah, he was never.
He robbed a fucking wage for half a season before we handed him off to League.
Never a Wigan great, was he? Heath Strange, on the other hand, I've got an output affection for. So it was nice to see him.
But anyway, those boys absolutely battered the rookies and taught them a bit of a lesson in their wet conditions. But Matty Johnston, no issue with him going. I'm not going to miss him. I thought he was a bit of a snide little fucker. Didn't really like him. But I think Luke's been poorly done too. I was wondering after Luke got cut, do you think that there's a thing in their contracts that means they can't sign for another club whilst the show is still on? Because obviously that would pick up too much press and people would know who's been cut when, blah, 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 blah.
Perhaps.
So do you think Luke hasn't been able to, all year, sign for a club? No. When actually what this lad needs is being involved in a rugby league environment in a team, maybe in like a mid-level championship team, like a Batley, like a what's it called, a Featherstone
or a Fev or something like that.
Halifax, one of the ones towards the top end, but a part-time one. benefit from that.
He probably would. I don't think there is anything written in the contract though, because Dan Caprice, remember, was on trial at the Bulls at the start of the season. So
was that not before the rookie though?
No, that would have been after it.
What, are you sure?
Well, we talked about this the other week and we worked it out that it went from Aussie summer through to our winter.
Yeah, but I thought it was like parallel with the start of the NRL season that it was all filmed.
There was no... The only reason that
it's starting to get wetter.
The only reason that makes me think...
to get the playing teams in season... It's playing under 20 sides, aren't they?
But there's been no mention of him having trialled at Bradford Bulls, and you would have thought that with it being a rugby league TV show, they would have mentioned... Not, I've played a bit of sevens.
No.
They would have said, and I've played a bit of rugby league here.
No.
And when he was stood... Well, I don't know, we'll have to see. But
I think they disregard the Super League almost in what they're talking about.
Well, yeah, that would fucking surprise me.
Yeah.
Okay, well...
but I still enjoyed it.
We'll have to see. Yeah, no, it's great. But reality TV and rugby league, who'd have thought it?
The wife wasn't... The wife thought it was a bit weird that I was watching a talent show. She couldn't quite process the idea that I was watching a talent show.
Well,
I did try to keep pointing out, but it's a rugby league show.
Yeah, exactly.
And she still sort of kept coming back to, but it's a talent show. But anyway.
And the talent on display is rugby league. So there you go. Right, next week's show then we'll be bringing you reviews of all and news from all the way around rugby league, and it'll be interesting because we'll know what's happening in the Super 8s and the Middle 8s by this point, won't we?
We'll be previewing the cup semi-finals as well. Big games on the horizon.
Absolutely. Can't wait. Yeah. Looking forward to our little Friday night jaunt out to Donny.
Yeah, what else do we need to talk about then for next week?
Get in touch and match reviews for us. Let's have a match review for everyone.
So we didn't have any match reviews for the Championship this week. We normally get a couple. It's a bit of a shame we didn't have any.
Yeah.
But great to see ones for every Super League game. And go more than one for every Super League game. That was good. So keep that up, listeners.
Yes.
Keep up the sharing. That was really positive this week. We need to see a bit more of that if we can. So thanks for promoting it. The numbers are back up to where we wanted them to be from earlier in the season this week, so that's a positive. So thanks, guys.
Yes,
taking that board. Check out my blog. Let me know what you think. superleaguepod.blogspot.co.uk. I'll be putting the news shot up probably on Saturday next week for you to get in views on the news stories. So look out for that on Twitter and Facebook. Just tweet us replies to that, or put them on. Or comment on Facebook. You can put things onto the Google form as well about the news. That's fine. That's totally fine. There's a facility to do that under other, so that's great. Ludo did that this week, so it was helpful. But any of those scenarios, because we don't get too many, that it's not manageable to put them together easily. Like the game reviews, we get so many, sort of manageable sometimes. But keep up with that, and thanks for all the feedback this week.
Yeah, that's it. It's tremendous stuff. Now, all we really ask of you is to share the shit out of us, isn't it? We don't charge you money. We don't ask for cash. We're going to be making a bit of an investment into the infrastructure of the show over the next 2 to 3 weeks, which will hopefully improve the experience for everyone. So just share us as much as you possibly can do. It doesn't take a lot to retweet us or hit that share button. That's all we would ever ask for you, along with your continued listenership and contributions to your favourite rugby league podcast. Is there anything else from you, Mr. Mark Illingworth?
No, just see them all next week.
Bright and early for your favourite rugby league podcast, the Super League Pod.
Do you know the time when you notice the thing most? When I lean forward to check the time as you're finishing off a segment, I should just wait until you've finished speaking.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like the lean prompts you to stop fucking talking.
Oh, cheers! Fucking hell.
That was just my joke. That last bit.
I feel like I contribute quite well to this in terms of my verbal input.